So tell us a little bit about Ragdoll Kung Fu then.
I would say it's a fighting game. You see, that's the thing. I reckon it's a twist on a fighting game. And that's what I mean, it stands within a structure.
No, it's not a fighting game.
Okay.
It's a puppet game. And you can fight if you like.
Well, it's his.
If
so
you're
he
violent.
wins.
Well, you're obviously violent, man. That's your problem.
Yeah.
But if you like, you can just stand there and dance and do nice things to each other, if you like.
So it's such an innovative idea. How did the idea first come about?
Actually, it started as me and a few friends deciding that we wanted to make a kung fu film. So we nicked a video camera from work, spent about £50 on some props, with like a severed hand, I think, wasn't it, and a plastic ear and a few wigs, and then basically a few bottles of booze in the park behind my house. And it's a weekend just filming, making a really daft kung fu film. And that was basically the sort of start of it, really.
He had this like hours and hours of just footage of them mucking about in the park, and it wasn't really a film, it was just them mucking about in the park. And then he was like, the structure of the game sort of started forming, and he was like, right, I'll use that to edit the film. So he put the story together afterwards, like based on what he wanted the game to be, so it became the cutscenes, basically.
Yeah, they kind of fed off each other, I suppose, didn't they? It was a big eye-opener, actually, how much time and effort is just to make a short film. Because the filming part of it was like a weekend, but then I thought, OK, well, I'll bunk next weekend, I'll put some sound on it, sort of thing. And it took me about 3 months just to put sound on it and stuff. Editing and sound is like horrendous.
Yeah, well, also because the plan, you never really had a plan. So Mark would like be working on this little project, and I knew him as a work colleague. Ragdoll was this little thing he'd done and whatever, and it was bubbling away. And you know, the fact that it escalated all the way to him being in San Francisco pitching to an audience, and then Valve picking it up was totally unplanned. But what was planned, I think, on Mark's thing was he does tend to stick at things. He does tend to like keep plugging away, and that's what got it to the end. That's the thing that makes the difference, I think.
So at what stage did you first get involved with the project then?
Well, I saw bits of the film. I saw like this early idea as a sort of Tekken-style sprite-based game, and basically I'm a coder, so I gave Mark, who was learning to code, and I'd sort of helped him put together the first few steps, like sprites on the screen and stuff. And then Mark is amazing at running with things, as I say, and sticking at it. So I did this rope physics thing. So I said, Mark, you can stick ropes in, and showed him how to do that. And then basically, it was a piece of code that you wrote in 7 minutes, I think, wasn't it? That just simulated a piece of hanging rope, and spent the weekend sort of implementing it into my little engine that I had so far. And was sort of playing around with it, and it actually fell on the ground in the shape of a stick man. Right. And I was like, oh, now I can make characters out of this, awesome. But it means I'm going to have to throw away everything that I've already done. So I basically left the computer and walked around my park for about an hour, thinking, oh, I'm going to have to throw away all this work, but it will be so cool if I make characters out of it. And it was just to impress you more than anything else, actually, to be honest. I don't actually play many computer games, I have to confess, because I don't get time. But if I do play one, it'll be something that's quite interesting or wacky, Yeah, it's not the only way games could go, because I mean, for example, the two kinds of games I play are the ones where you just pick them up like a racing game. Like I really love Burnout. I've mentioned in this talk a few times because I just love it. It feels good and it's simple and exciting, and I can just chill. But then the side where I line up with Mark on that is that games can be novel. Some games can be novel. So things like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus are a big inspiration for me because they take a genre and then they mix it up a bit.
An amount of novelty and original ideas is essential for the industry to progress. The cycle to me seems to be somebody comes up with an original game, it's cool, and then there's like a million spawned clones of that, some of which are much better than the original one or whatever, and that kind of happens until the next thing comes along. In the old days, there was like everything ended up being a platform game. Yeah. Everything now is like a first-person shooter or a racing game or whatever. And it's
not going so bad. So from doing kung fu films, you have your own company, Media Molecule. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's
good so far. Yeah,
it's going brilliantly so far. Better than we'd hoped, actually. It's kind of quite a mad roller coaster ride because there's real money involved and big companies and things.
So you've had the pitch for the PS3 title.
Yeah, we're doing a PS3 title.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean we basically we wanted to do something, take Ragdoll. We had all these ambitions and take the vibe of it. But some people ask, why don't you just do Ragdoll 2? And for me, it was about taking it to the next level and doing a full. So we want to do a small team, but that doesn't mean one person. That means like 30 people. And so Media Molecule was a way of doing that. And then we pitched an idea to Sony at short notice, and went really well. So we were a year in, and it's been exciting because I was saying
we have a playable demo already, and it's
good fun.
It's huge fun. So
yeah, that's the proof is in the pudding.
I think we're
isn't
onto a winner myself.
We've got a fair way to go yet, and we're not kidding ourselves. But you know, the awesome thing was that we just got this team of really good people together, and made this playable demo. And I love playing it still, which is a good sign, I think. Not that I'm the best judge ever, but I love it when you're into something. It makes you want to work on it loads and loads and loads and loads.